This is Las Palmas, capital city of Gran Canaria, which is one of the Canary Islands. These specks of land off the coast of Morocco has been known to the world for thousands of years, and the ancient Greeks believed them to be the highest peaks of the lost continent of Atlantis. Because of their all year round temperate climate, the ancient Romans dubbed them the Fortunate Isles. Since then, Las Palmas has become a boisterous and highly successful cosmopolitan city. Beware of hiring a self-drive car, as there's absolutely nowhere to park. Double parking in the very narrow streets is the accepted norm. The main shopping street is home to the two biggest chain stores in Spain, Galeries Pacitas and El Corte Inglés. Rubbing shoulders with these two giants is a small Marks and Spencer shop. On the central reservation there are permanent stalls, mostly vending jewellery, which provide a touch of colour to the streets. This group of sculptured figures is situated a few yards from the main shops, and it's in tribute to the peasants and fishermen of Gran Canaria, whose early hard work helped to make the island a success. The group is well worth examining closely, and the faces sometimes border on being gargoyles. Every part of the bodies are expressive, and even the hands seem to portray the pain, grit and determination of the early population. It's a pity that the statue is located on a roundabout in the city's busiest avenue, where the continuous stream of traffic prevents most visitors from closely viewing. The Puerto de Luz, in English the Port of Light, is a glowing example of the success of Las Palmas. In 1852, by Spanish royal decree, the islands became a duty-free zone. The idea being the Canaries would become a staging post for the Atlantic crossing. The plan worked, and Las Palmas is now the busiest seaport in the whole of Spain. A part of the dock is reserved for fishing boats, mostly Moroccan with Asian crews. While some of the hands carry out minor repairs to the boat, others are engaged in repairing their nets, using a conveniently placed wall a few paces from their moored boat. This small repair shipyard is probably the busiest you're likely to see. A 2-day turnaround is the norm, and there's always a queue of small boats waiting for repair. Ships from Japan, China, Russia, Mexico and North Africa are always waiting out at sea to enter the port, and it plays host to all types, from rusting old tramp steamers to the latest in luxury cruise liners. A car ferry sails daily to Tenerife and provides a leisurely journey. A more rapid and exciting trip to Tenerife is made by the Boeing Jetfoil, which makes the crossing several times a day. Opposite the port entrance is the so-called Santa Catalina Park. Actually, it's not a park at all. It's a massive paved square surrounded by cafes and bars. This is the only place you're likely to see the canary birds. Originally, the canary was a colourless bird, and when it was exported to Europe in the 15th century, breeders produced the now famous yellow-coloured bird. The birds are named after the island, and not vice versa. Traders peddle their wares, whilst visiting seamen and locals alike while away the time playing board games such as chess and dominoes. The Spanish like their monuments, and on the Canaries it's no different. This imposing display of statue and water is dedicated to the memory of a local statesman who was largely responsible for the success of the port, Dr. Leon Castillo. Not many men have a picture of their funeral on the monument. The monument is built high on a hill, and its waterfalls cascade a considerable distance down to the road which borders Doremus Park. This is a popular place for families to gather on Sundays, after visiting church to see their children take their first communion. Posing for photographs wearing their smart clothes comes as second nature. Doremus Park, unlike Santa Catalina, is a real park and is named after a local ancient native Gaucho king. Strangely enough, in this park is a 1920 style hotel called the Santa Catalina. One almost expects to see the Great Gatsby walk in at any moment. This somewhat erotic statue is a tribute to the ancient Gaucho natives, whom the Spanish took 100 years to conquer, starting in the 15th century. Also in the park is an arts and crafts museum, and twice weekly professional companies give colourful displays of traditional Canarian folk singing and dancing, which is nothing like the flamenco of mainland Spain. main beach, Las Canteras, is 2.5 miles of fine sand and is as good as any in the world. It has very safe bathing due to a natural reef a few yards from the beach, and this ensures calm water. A few years ago, a holiday in Gran Canaria meant a stay in Las Palmas, but now man-made resorts have been developed in the south of the island, which is mainly barren due to the intense heat. These resorts have proved popular with the English, German and Dutch who wish to escape their own cold climates. Despite this, Las Palmas still has its fair share of visitors who want something more than a suntan. Unfortunately, the weather in the capital is unpredictable, and it's very often cloudy, although still warm. A stiff wind can spring up without warning, and while this is excellent for board sailing, it's not much good for sun worshipping. However, the wind disappears as quickly as it comes, and for the most part, it's calm enough to lay on the beach. The cruise passengers are visiting Bergen and will use the ship as